And Willian is scoring in the next match. Quote me, Willian is scoring in the next match.
And if he doesn't?
Just quote me, Willian is scoring in the next match.
Willian is not scoring for us now this season.
VAR shines at Stamford Bridge. Gareth Bale is back. Arsenal finally win a top 3 side. And can anyone stop Manchester City? It's been a hectic week of football so far, and there is more to come in the week ahead. But just before we go into this week's action, let's take a look at the most interesting points from the weekend games. Stay tuned for another episode of Naija Football Talk. We'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome back, and we're going straight into the action. But first of all, let me welcome my honorable guest as usual, Bolu and Skilashi. Thank you guys for coming. How was your weekend?
Was okay, it was good.
You sure it was okay? I know mine was good.
My team's performance didn't fill me with as much joy as I hoped for.
Oh, okay. Before we go into that, so let's just take a look at what happened over the weekend, a brief review. Of course, Arsenal finally won the top 3 side for the first time in 5 years. 3-1 win over Leicester. Manchester City, water is wet. They got yet another win. Can anybody stop them? We don't know, but we are going to a big game in quotes, that happened over the weekend. I mean, I wish I can get my 90 minutes back. Chelsea and Manchester United played to a goalless stalemate at Stamford Bridge. In fact, the only talking point was Callum Hudson-Odoi's handball in the first half. I mean, well, if you ask me, I think people expected that match could have played out to a draw, but still it was disappointing, Bolu. I mean, is that 2 points dropped for you or a point gained?
For me personally, yeah, 2 points dropped because I hoped that after drawing Southampton was also 2 points dropped. I hoped that we would be able to place United and get our advantage, but we couldn't do that. We've not been able to gain on them, and West Ham is still ahead of us by 1 point, which is disappointing.
So you feel you could have won the game?
Yeah, I wanted us to win the game.
But don't forget, that's a Man U side that are unbeaten in about 20 away games.
Yeah, I knew we wouldn't be beaten, but I wanted us to win.
Wanted.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but Skilashi, now the talking point from that game is Ole. Manchester United, they continue their awful run against top 6 sides this season.
Bruno continues his record of stinking against big teams.
7 games this season. They've won how many?
0.
Remind me, 0. Yeah, 0.
5
In fact,
goals.
the only goal they scored was in a 6-1 loss to Tottenham, where Bruno Fernandinho, scored his usual. So what do you think is the problem? Why are they playing out to bad results against the big 6, and they keep on doing well against the lesser sides?
Well, I think it's down to Ole's limitations as a coach. Well, he's not so special, tactically astute. So he's not going to be coming up with a masterclass attacking tactical football, right? His strength with Manchester United.
Sorry to cut you. Ole's highlight of the game was tumbling up Fred, a useless Fred shot, and it was I understand tumbling him up. Yeah, nice try, but then smiling like he scored the goal. Like, you are Man U's manager, you should be.
So in a nutshell, Ole is the least tactically sound manager in top 6.
Top 6.
He's not better than Arteta, so just leave him out.
Yeah, so top 6, yeah.
Of course.
Top 6.
Of course, yeah.
So that's one for Manchester United fans. Skilashi says Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the worst manager in the top 6.
No. Let me
defend yourself.
He's not as tactically astute as all the other managers.
Okay.
But Ole Gunnar, as a Manchester United manager, he's a very good manager for Manchester United as well, because knowing the background of the club, the philosophy, having an idea on what to build for in future, and getting to your goal, he's good enough to.
Well, let's just leave Manchester United for now. Weeks ago, we said it's a case of an elephant getting to the top of the tree and to drop. Now the elephant don't finally drop.
Like
so
I didn't expect anything more.
Of course,
from
it's
Man was going to try to counter-attack the game. Now
it's like a kid going on holiday, and you have to take as much as pictures and selfies. So they took selfies with the first position, and now they are back.
And they kept their undefeated away run.
So now they are back to top 4 race. But let's move on to another big side. Let's move on to West London, Chelsea. Chelsea continue to fly high under Tuchel. At least it was 2-point drop for Bolu, but it continues Tuchel's unbeaten record as Chelsea manager. So now they face another tough clash against Liverpool on Thursday. So now the question is, Kelashi, do you think Tuchel can continue his unbeaten run? Not to forget, Liverpool just returned to winning ways with 2-0 victory over Sheffield. So how do you see that game panning out?
Well, my comments now don't mean that Tuchel is not a scam. He's still a scam. But in terms of the game coming on, Sunday, I think he might be able to come away with something against Liverpool, because the recent win against Sheffield for Liverpool wasn't so convincing for me. Great. And Tuchel's side are clearly more difficult to play against than Lampard's side. So, like taking the Atletico game for example, he's going to be tough to pick apart. And Liverpool are not yet at that level that they'll be able to. So
remember Liverpool struggles against teams that sit back when Liverpool are at home. Liverpool find it hard to break down away teams.
Even though right now they're finding it hard to break down any type of ball, because it's just 2 they beat Sheffield and it wasn't so convincing.
I remember even before now, their last away game was against Spurs, I think, and they beat Spurs and then they lost 2 home games again.
So now just imagine you were using an iPhone 11 and you upgrade to 11 Pro. That's why a few Chelsea did when they sacked Lampard and they brought in Tuchel. Not much, just little. So the question is, has Chelsea really improved under Tuchel, Bolu? This one's for you.
Depends what way. We are more solid.
So just give us.
No, I'm analyzing the issue.
Chelsea
we are more solid, but
what he's analyzing is no, but
okay, we are more solid, but we're not. We still win games. We're unbeaten, but we're not the way I want us to be attacking teams. We can always get better at that.
So in a nutshell, there's still room for improvement.
Yeah, of course.
So finally, Skilashi, this one's for you. Manchester United versus Manchester City on Sunday. Will Man U continue their unbeaten away record, or will Manchester City continue their winning streak?
They've already done 20 games now.
Yeah.
20.
Both sides 20.
Both
sides.
Brilliant. Only congrats on your 20 games. 20 is a good number.
Now Guardiola will continue.
Okay, we'll see about that on Sunday. So when we are back, we'll be talking about a player who seemed to have reinvented his career, or resurrected his career rather, and he plays in the north side of London. We'll be back. Stay tuned. After recent struggles, Tottenham seem to have gotten their mojo of late. They've scored 8 goals over their past 2 games and seem to be flying high. Harry Kane, Son, and the usual seem to be doing well, but there's a certain name that has taken over the headlines of late. Gareth Bale, after struggling since his summer return to Tottenham, seems to have impressed over his last 2 games, and the headlines are saying Gareth Bale is back. And we'll be taking a quick focus on the player's trajectory so far. Before we go into discussion proper, this segment is brought to you by TopBet, your #1 betting and review partner. Visit the website on your screen, topbet.com.ng, for all the latest news, information, and analysis regarding betting tips. So, Bolu, let's go to Gareth Bale. This guy struggled after his loan return, but now he seems to have just upped his game. 3 goals and 2 assists in his last 137 minutes of action. What do you think Mourinho has done, or is Mourinho involved in this guy's resurrection, or is it down to Gareth Bale just stepping up his game?
Both, in a way. Mourinho has had to field a lot of questions about Bale this season. He's Tottenham's highest paid player, and they worked so hard to get him back, and he wasn't playing basically for so many games. And when Harry Kane got the double ankle injuries in January, Bale started the next match against Brighton, played nonsense. Everyone was beginning to wonder, why is Bale back? Why did they bring him back if he can't even perform in Kane's absence? So Mourinho being Mourinho, he's doing the tough love approach, and he's been doing that all season with Bale and all that. And I think now the camera that broke the horse's back was the latest controversy about Bale being fit or not. And Bale has actually got fit now, and he's showing himself, which I'm really pleased to see. We're seeing that magic spark that he always does, that left-footed brilliance he always brings. And I was listening to someone yesterday saying that your left foot can never go bad. And that's a fact. He still has a left foot, and no matter the age, you would always have that quality So I think it's good that Mourinho is getting a bit of spark from him. He can help them in the rest of their season.
So, Skelashi, this one's for you. Bale has now scored in his last 2 games, back-to-back. He scored 4 minutes after coming off the bench in midweek, and this one he scored just after 75 seconds. So the question is Bale back, or is it just a one-off?
It's clearly back. I personally witnessed the 9 years, 10 years ago Gareth Bale transitioning from left back, scoring one wonder free kick against Arsenal, if you can remember. Yeah, I remember that Gareth Bale and how vicious he used to be. I've never been so threatened by a Tottenham player than like Bale, except Kane as well.
I was about to remind you.
But Bale is back. Considering what I've seen of him already on the pitch, he's extra motivated. Like unlike those Madrid days,
and he has a smile back.
Yeah, it seems like now he has something to play for, and also the feat he's performing on the pitch. 40-yard assist to Harry Kane. Cutting in on the left trademark, bending it. One touch striker poaching goal.
Collade on the turn, he bellied on the turn now as he talk.
Also giving Ruben Diaz, John Stones, small egg mixture. Yeah,
well,
he's back.
For me, I don't want us to get way ahead of ourselves, but I don't think Bale is back anything. This is just, just sometimes, the electricity can just spark in your body, and I think that's what Bale is doing. Now, let's take a closer look at his goals. He scored against Wolfsberger, the Austrian side. They were the lowest ranked side in the Europa League. Why shouldn't you score against them? Even Carlos Vinicius and the likes were scoring. Now you scored against a Burnley side that are low on confidence at the moment. And why are you? They are low on confidence at the moment. So, but he scored, and after he scored, what else did he do in the game?
It's 2 goals.
It's 2 goals, and what else?
Remember that 2 goals is more than Willian has done.
But Willian,
in a national share.
No, Willian is just a special kind of player. You can't compare Willian with anybody. He's in a league of his own.
Let me counter you quickly now.
Yeah.
Bale has had injury problems for the last 2, 3, 4 seasons.
Yeah.
He has had injuries. He has not played for good, let's say 2 full seasons.
That's the reason.
Now. He hasn't played, and he's 31 now.
31.
So let's say he still has that fitness of a 29-year-old, we can say. He's still in his peak. He should be in his peak.
That's why I say he's a one-off, because can he even stay consistent enough?
I feel if he can keep up this level of fitness, and Mourinho can manage him well enough, he can still have a 29-year-old Gareth Bale ability, which will be fire.
And in England from March 29, they will start allowing fans resuming sports. So I feel like because Bale will be able to play golf again, he's happy. So he'll go back to his golf by then. So once it's March, we're already in March now. By midweek of March, mid-month, you'll see Bale back to his usual, back to his usual self. And Willian is scoring in the next match. Quote me, Willian is scoring in the next match.
And if he doesn't?
Just quote me, Willian is scoring in the next match.
Willian is not scoring for us now this season.
Alright guys, that will be all for Player Focus, and when we're back, we'll be rounding up this segment. This episode.
Hey guys, Straight here, and today we're talking about our performances and results against the Big Six this season. Personally, performances have been really disheartening. There hasn't been a performance this season in the league against the Big Six that I felt we've done enough. We've created enough chances, we've outplayed them, we've thoroughly deserved this. It just hasn't happened. I feel our approach generally in these big games has been too cautious or too worried about the threats the opposition is going to have on our defense rather than the threats we can pose to the opposition. I feel we're too worried about defending and being defensively solid rather than posing a huge threat going forward. We have the attacking quality. We have Bruno Fernandes. We have Rashford. We can pose a serious threat to any side in the league. And when Pogba comes back, let's go to add another element to our attack. Martial, when he's back and firing, of course, it's also good to add on that threat. So I think we need to rely more on this our forward players who have the quality to score goals and individually win us these matches. We just need to do more and get them more involved in the games, because there have been too many games in the league this season that I've seen that they've been isolated and they haven't just been involved. Tactics need to change because we're too concerned with defending rather than posing a threat going forward. That's been the main reason we really struggle to score any goals against these sides. We've scored just one penalty goal in 7 games against big six opposition in the league. That's simply not good enough. Simply not good enough. Even in this performance, Bruno Fernandes is usually the scapegoat, but what do they expect him to do? He's not getting involved in these games. The tactics are not favouring him. If Bruno Fernandes was playing a more expensive side against big six opposition, he will get way more goals, he will get more assists. I guarantee it. So, the general approach just needs to change. We don't score goals in these games. People can look at it and say 5 goals, 5 clean sheets in 7 games against big six is good enough, but it's decent. But we need to do more to win these games. I have standards. I want to see my club winning these games and competing with City at the top of the league. I'm tired of just settling for draws rather than pushing to win these games. Because that's the difference between us and City at the moment. They dismantle the small teams, they crush the big teams as well. We do well enough against the small teams, but we've just not done enough against these big teams. I think the approach should change. We need to attack more, have more of a goal, and create more chances, pose more of a threat. And that would take us to the next level, I think.
Alright guys, it's been a beautiful episode, but we have to say our goodbyes now. We want to hear from you and we want you to join the conversation. Give us your comments, like this video, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel. The button right there at the top of your screen. It's a fun-filled week with lots of matches around, and we'll be here to do justice to the games just as we always do. It's bye from the boys for now, and we want you to have a good week. Till we see you same time next week at Naija Football Talk. Enjoy your week. Peace out.